but this is the type of movie I'm going to watch in the cinema. It's a big blockbuster cinema movie. Confusing, but really good and really big.
Yes, yes. It's another week, another Chatterbox. My name's Dan, and I'm here with your boy P. The ladies love Andre.
Yeah.
And it's the brother Sean.
Yo.
Now, this week, you guys have been out to the cinema. I've been staying home to stay safe, or at least that's my excuse for not spending 30 bars in the cinema for a ticket and some shit popcorn. But Sean, ladies love, P, you've been to see a film that, as far as I've been able to find out from the information you guys have put together, this looks like an expensive film. I don't really know what it's about. I don't know what the storyline is. I haven't looked up too much on it. You know what I'm like. I don't want to look things up before I go and see them. I like the surprise in the cinema. But you guys are going to tell me a little bit about it. So this film is called TENET. It's brand new, one of the first releases to cinema, or one of the first few releases to cinema after the COVID restrictions have been released. I'm massively interested in hearing what the new COVID cinema experience is like, as well as whether this film did it for you guys. We've got a few names that people might know. You got John David Washington, Elizabeth Debicki. This film, you know, there's a lot going on. I want to know what you guys thought of it. But first of all, you know, there's been a lot of delays with this film. The release date has changed a couple of times. And do you think it was worth it? Should they have just gone straight to Netflix, Amazon Prime, wherever it may be? Or do you think it was made for the cinema and the cinema changed that experience for you? What did you think, Pete?
Will it be a classic? I'm not sure. It's really complicated. So when you go to the cinema, no matter even if you try to say, you know what, I'm going to pick up all the clues because I'm going to make sure I'm able to understand everything that is going on, no matter how hard you try, by the end of the film, you are left going slightly confused, and you know that you have to see this film a second time. This was definitely a blockbuster cinema movie. There was so much going on, not just what was directly in front of you, but even in the corner of the screen, there was so much detail going on, so many different locations. It was a fantastic movie that if you saw it at home, you'd not appreciate basically the scale of what they've done.
It's a cinema movie. Like, there's certain movies that I only go cinema to watch. Like, there's other movies that I can watch at home, but this is the type of movie I'm going to watch in the cinema. It's a big blockbuster cinema movie. Confusing, but really good and really big. Loved it.
This film was so confusing, yeah. It had me questioning my life. But I've got to admit, this is definitely one for the big screen. I agree with Andre 100%. As much as I would like to have it at the convenience of my home and watch it like 2 or 3 times just so I could get my head around it whilst watching it, I'm going to admit that this is definitely one for the big screen. And I think everyone should go out there and support this film and go out and see it and enjoy it, because I think most people will definitely enjoy it regardless of whether you understand it or not, because it has got some great action in it. It's got some great performances in it. And it's got some up-and-coming stars in there as well, you know, some people that's been around for years that are putting in some great performances like I've never seen before. So, yeah, definitely get out there and see it. Don't, you know, wait until you can stream it. Just go and see it.
That's interesting, though. Like, I don't know. Do you guys think that you would go and see a sequel to this? Do you think there should be one?
Boy, to be honest, I'm not sure if I've got the brain cells for this one. So I think you could probably leave it at that one.
You know what? I think a sequel will definitely come down to how much success this movie makes. I don't think a sequel will be as confusing as this one initially was, because you understand the baseline of what you got to work with. You know about going forward and backward, and you'll understand the concepts a lot more. So if they had a sequel, you will be aware of what you're actually looking for. Would a sequel work? Potentially it could. From what I've observed with Nolan, he likes to do different projects. And the only sequel he's done is the Batman movie. So I don't think he would do a sequel for that. I just think he would just move on to another project and explore something new.
Do I need to see a sequel? No. Would I watch a sequel if it happens? Yes. And I think I would love to see John David Washington and Robert Pattinson together, like fully, like because they teased that basically there's a lot more to come with them. Whether Christopher Nolan would do that is another thing. So we'll see. But you never know with Nolan. He could be interested already in doing another sequel, or he could be like, nope, that's me. I'm done. I want to do something new, because he loves to do something different. So we'll see.
Now, with these films, there's a lot going on from what I understand. What was the performance like? Who stood out for you guys? Which of the actors really made this film work for you?
John David Washington, Robert Pattinson, them two together was excellent. And like Robert Pattinson has got the more showy role. Like, but John Washington, like he really done great. Like I think he was excellent. Like some people would say like it's like a no emotion performance, but I think it's understated. And I think he showed his swagger in certain moments. So I really enjoyed that. Elizabeth Debicki was excellent. Like she really had some meaty stuff with Kenneth Branagh. Like them two had great scenes together. She had great scenes with John David Washington. Like shout out Himesh Patel. Like from EastEnders to Tenet. Like that's excellent. Like as an actor, like looking at that, it's like, oh, okay. Like from there to there, like EastEnders is great, by the way, but from there to Hollywood, excellent. Loved it.
The main actors that stood out for me was Pattinson, and the only other film I'd really seen him in was Twilight, and I was like, can this guy act? And then I heard that he was coming out in the new Batman film, and I was like, yeah, Twilight isn't a good movie to put on your resume to kind of show us that this is what we're expecting to see. But in this film, I thought he was fantastic. He stole the show for me. He was better than John David Washington. He basically captured my imagination. The second actor that I thought was really fantastic was the King of Shakespeare, Kenneth Branagh.
You like to die old. You chose the wrong profession.
I thought he was fantastic, but you know what? He's delivered so many times in movies such as Hamlet and Much Ado About Nothing. So seeing him deliver that performance as the antagonist, I knew that he was just fantastic all around.
I mean, what can I say? The new Batman. I thought he was fantastic. I thought his performance was great. Similar to P, I've seen him before in Twilight, which I'm going to be honest with you, I was on a date at the time and I fell asleep. She had to wake me up a few times. But yeah, no, his performance was excellent. I thought, like P said, he stole the show for me. Very believable character. You liked his personality and everything. The relationship he had with John David Washington's character in the film. Yeah, another one that stood out for me that I thought was good, and I sort of bought into a bit. I don't know, she was a bit of a likable character. Was the mum, played by the wife of the antagonist, played by Elizabeth Debicki, I think her name is. But yeah, she had a bit of a standout performance in a supporting role. I thought her relationship with John David Washington was really good as well. The way that you could see that. He wanted to make sure that she was okay a lot of the time. He was looking out for her, kind of like a big brother. Knew she was going through some tough shit, to be honest. And he just wanted to make sure that, as part of saving the world, that he was also saving her as well. So, I thought her performance was great. It was also good to see, Himesh Patel, the guy off EastEnders. It was good to see him do a little role in the film as well. Hopefully we can see some more things from him, where he can, put in some more great performances like he has done in, several other films. So those are the sort of like stand-up performances for me that I thought, the actors shone through on this one.
Interesting. But you know what the decider is? How many stars are you giving it?
I'm going to give it 4 stars. Like I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I saw it twice. Like, and that was for a reason. It wasn't because I some confusing and stuff like that. Because I'm the type of person, if I'm enjoying something, really enjoying something, it doesn't matter. Like if other people are saying it's confusing, or if there's little moments that I don't understand, I'm fine with that as long as I enjoy the whole concept and everything about it, which I did. And it was a really excellent movie, so I'm going to give it 4 stars.
I really enjoyed it. Enjoyed the acting. Enjoyed the story. Like I said, all that is a bit of a brain twister, but it definitely had, a lot to it that, kept you engaged, kept you interested in what you were seeing. So for me, I would give this film 3.5 stars.
Nolan has now made himself a great author, and we really love what he's basically churning out. For his films now, they're for active audience. A passive audience wouldn't really appreciate what he's actually doing. Active audience really want to engage with what he's actually churning out in his films. And for this film, I think it's a fantastic film, although again, I said, the main cast, the main person, John David Washington, wasn't as strong as he could have been, even though Pattinson was amazing, as Sean said earlier. So for that, I would give the movie 4 stars.
Pretty evened out in the end there. I'm going to make sure I'll be checking that film out. Don't know if I'll be going to the cinema. And that's the big question. It's been, 6 months since cinemas have been open? I know you guys have been a couple of times for a few bits. What was the experience like? Did you enjoy it? Did you feel like you were back in the cinema, or did it feel a bit different?
Yeah, the cinema experience was interesting for me. It was good because I went at a certain time, like in the afternoon. So I wanted to make sure like there wasn't too much people there. I went to Genesis Cinema the first time watching it with my friend, and it was a great time watching that. Second time I went to Curzon Aldgate, which was lovely, a bit expensive, but it's nice by yourself. Like had my pizza. There wasn't too much people near me. There was people in there, but not near me. So it was a good setup, man. It was good. It was a nice experience.
It was a bit strange because it was the first time I've been to the cinema since before lockdown. So it was a little bit different at first, but I was actually quite excited to be going back to the cinema, to be honest with you, because having not been to the cinema, how long was it since lockdown started? It was in March. So we're talking about 6 months here, where not being able to go out and watch a film, eat some popcorn, have some fun, chill out or whatever. So I thought it was a good thing for me to just get over that, because like I said, there was a lot of space around me. I had my drink. Overall for me, I thought it was a good experience. I definitely recommend people that people start going back to the cinema again and enjoying some of the stuff. I mean, all what we put into it is how we're going to be able to get some of these great stories and films from these writers and directors. So I definitely recommend getting back out there. And I can't wait to get back down the cinema again and see what else I can go and watch. So, yeah, definitely. So, yeah.
Well, that's really good to hear, because albeit that I do think overall cinemas are overpriced, one of my favorite local cinemas is a community-run cinema with loads of volunteers there. And as soon as I do get the opportunity and I'm able to and everything, I am definitely going to be going and seeing a film. So to all of our viewers, you guys at home, if you're able to, it's so important that we support the film industry. And I know that we can still watch so many movies online through all of the different platforms that are available to us now. But going to the cinema is a part of that experience. As someone who makes films myself, I definitely appreciate when someone watches something I've created on a nice screen with a nice set of speakers, especially if I've put the time into that. I've never made a Hollywood film or anything near that, but I imagine the time they've spent, I'm sure they're happy with the fact that, post-COVID, they've made 53 million internationally over their opening weekend. So, all the best to the teams that are out there working hard to try and make good films. Hopefully we can be back in the cinemas soon. Anyway, I've been Dan. It's your boy P, the brother Sean, and ladies love Andre. Make sure
Yeah.
you let us know what you thought of Tenet in the comments. If you went to the cinema, what do you think of the social distancing rules? And hit us up on the socials. Don't forget the subscribe button. I'm Dan. This is Chatterbox. Keep it real, guys.